Today on building the Derby car, we started by putting transmission fluid in it, which is that red cap right down in there. And then we cut the battery connections, well, the ground. We're gonna cut the positive next, and we're stripping off some extensions right now because Derby car batteries have to sit in the passenger seat. Well, while we're waiting for my wife to get an extension cord, I'll walk you guys through what this is. It's a 2003 Oldsmobile Alero with a V6 and an automatic transmission. It's supposed to make about 170 horsepower, but it is completely dead on one cylinder, so it doesn't make that anymore. We have it completely gutted in here, stripped out. The radio's sitting back there, but we're gonna get it all cleaned up after we've done most of the major stuff. We have our homemade wiring harness for the electric fans with a switch on it somewhere. And we're gonna put the electric fans in today. We'll come up here. They're sitting right there. We have the radiator flushed, the coolant system cleaned. I might throw in a clip of that right here. Knife is back, so let's get to soldering. Other than the squeaky belt, the battery relocation worked great. Obviously, we still need a battery box and like a way to hold it down and everything. And the wires can't be run through the door like that. But the proof of concept is there. We electrical taped them, soldered them. They just run like that. It's beautiful. Second gear a lot. Okay, we just test drove it around for like 10 minutes. The temperature stayed around 198 to 205 with the fans on. So pretty happy with that. It's staying cool enough that I'm happy. This has the most blown head gasket I've ever seen in my life. We filled the reservoir up all the way, like to the top before the drive. It was completely empty when we got back, and it was just blowing white smoke the whole drive. This thing's gonna go out of the Derby for just chewing all the coolant up and then overheating. I guess we're just gonna have to go to the derby with those full of water and fill it up before we go in. I don't know what else to do about that. This is my first time ever building a derby car, so I'm just doing what the rules require and what I think will be useful for it. If you have any useful suggestions for me of ways I can make it better, or little tricks that you've done on your derby cars, leave them in the comments, let me know. The metal for the roll cage is gonna be here sometime next week, probably. Can never tell though with shipping. I know we have to take the door handles off because those will break when they get hit and all that whateverness. The glass is gonna come out later, but right now we're doing it to keep the wires safe and just kind of like waterproofing, so we're not just raining straight on that because we've been getting a lot of rain here. But yeah, and the last thing, the car's basically in limp mode. It doesn't rev past 4,000 very happily. If you're going down a hill, it'll do it, and like if you have it in a gear. But it won't rev there in neutral or park, which it would before we started doing all this. So if you have any ideas on how to get out of limp mode, I've tried deleting the check engine light codes and checking them. It's basically just saying misfire on cylinder 1, and that's the cylinder that's eating all the coolant. So if you have any suggestions for that, leave them in the comments. And same thing with the tires. Any suggestions for that? Do you like weld your ball joints? Really anything helps. Thanks for watching.